Welcome to Next Chapter Strong. From deadlifts to date nights and everything in between.
We're just a midlife couple sharing what's working for us.
In strength, marriage, and showing up for this exciting next chapter in life. Hey, welcome back to Next Chapter Strong. We hope you enjoyed our last episode where we touched on some strength and fitness tips for midlife folks. We're actually going to dive a lot deeper into that in some later episodes. And today, we're excited to talk about an experience that, well, a lot of folks share. And if you've ever packed a cooler at 4 a.m. in preparation for an 8 a.m. elimination game on a Sunday morning, you might be interested in this. I know you've been through that, Ange. And how does that make you feel?
Just a couple times. No, I'm excited to talk about this. I think this is a topic that will resonate with a lot of people, especially people that we know. And it's something that a lot of people in our age bracket especially have gone through, or maybe are even going through right now. And it can kind of sometimes be a hot button issue, to be honest with you, because I think there's two schools of thought. There are some, as we know, very hardcore travel baseball people out there, and we were those people at one time.
Yes, we were.
Right? Mm-hmm. And so we're going to kind of just share our story, and this is our personal story. This has nothing to do with anybody else, and everybody has their own journey, but this is kind of our journey and the way that baseball kind of changed the landscape, I think, of our family, for one, and the future of our children in the sport as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's the biggest issue right there is the future in the sport, right? When travel baseball started, originally it was, hey, we're kind of taking a select group of the best players in a general area.
Like an all-star team.
It's an all-star team. We're going to put them together. We're going to go play against other best teams. Well, some really smart folks realized, hey, we could really prey on parents here and make it seem like their kids are being left out and not playing travel ball. And so what travel ball has now grown, at least when we were in it, to the point where it's almost completely replaced your local little leagues or your pony leagues because everybody's got to do travel ball, right?
Well,
it's
really,
so prestigious.
Travel ball today is nothing like when our boys played. I'm wearing my hat that I got in Cooperstown when our oldest played in Cooperstown, New York, which was an amazing experience, incredible. Yep. But, both of our boys will say that starting travel ball and doing it, essentially year-round, right? Did we play?
No, because we didn't really.
They played flag football and they played basketball.
Yeah, we didn't do the fall. Well, I guess we had practice for fall ball. We didn't really.
But
do
it's
fall ball
changed
tournaments.
a lot. Like I think we went to Cooperstown, obviously. Yeah. We went to Reno twice, maybe 3 times, and that was it. And now I see these people traveling out of state every weekend for like 10-year-olds to go play baseball, and it's jaw-dropping to me. It really is.
It's insane to me. So, I don't want to, and I'm not here to bash travel ball, right? I mean, we had a lot of good experiences with travel ball.
Sure.
Our kids loved it for a while. I know Ryan especially was, he was just itching to get out there and compete. I know Nick saw what his brother was doing, and it's like, hey, I want to do that too, right? I think they were genuinely excited about it at first, but over the course of time, I think it kind of wore them out and just burned them out.
It did, and they'll be the first to say that. Now, in our boys, because a lot of times people say, oh, but my kid loves it. And ours did too. I found a picture the other day of our boys sleeping with their baseball gloves. Like they were, and this is during the Giants' reign of, victory.
2010, 2012, 2014.
And our boys were Giants obsessed.
Yep.
And it was awesome. And we kind of followed their lead. But, looking back, I'm like, sometimes parents have to make decisions that are best for the family, right?
Yes.
And not just because, it's what my kid loves.
Yes, and you're 100% correct on that, and it does take a toll on families. I know that I sat down once, and this was years ago, but I did the math on how many travel baseball games you and I have attended.
Oh my God!
It's around 500.
That's so big.
Each of our boys played for 5 years. We were doing 12 tournaments a year, roughly 4 games per tournament. So 50 games. approximately per child per year, 5 years.
Well, and I think that's important to touch on. We had two boys playing simultaneously.
We did,
Not everybody has that.
but a lot of people do.
Yeah, a lot of
Or
people
if you have one doing travel baseball and one doing travel basketball and one doing swimming.
So I remember we either were at the same tournament, which was great, right, or we were split up. Or no, we were playing every single weekend, which means we were off weekends, or we were split up and we had to choose who to go to, and it sucked. And we were going to, this is in California, Northern California, we were going to incredible places like Modesto,
Lodi,
Manteca,
Stockton, Fremont.
Oh, let's tell the
Turlock.
Where was the tournament you got kicked out?
The tournament I got kicked out of was in Mislin.
Oh yeah, let's tell that story.
It was later in the season, and we were in the 8 a.m. Sunday morning consolation game, which is always fun, right? Get up early and drive all the way out there knowing you're only going to play one game. And we have to get there early. You have to get there an hour before the game. So we were there, 6:30, 7 a.m. We had stopped at a coffee establishment. Prior to that, I had picked up a $1.50 cup of black coffee because that's how I like coffee. And I was attempting to enter this baseball tournament with this hot coffee, which apparently is a fatal mistake.
The baseball tournament we paid to get in, even after we pay monthly dues for our child to play the game.
Correct. Okay. And the whatever it was, $5 or $6 entry fee I had just paid to get in there and been, cavity searched basically to make sure I didn't have any contraband to bring in there. Yes. So they said, well, sir, you can't enter with that coffee. Now, mind you, the snack bar is not open, won't be open for another couple hours. Mm-hmm. It's a $1.50 cup of coffee. So this infuriated me, and I just simply chose to ignore them. So I just walked in when, the lady at the gate is screaming at me. The security guy, or whatever his job was, comes running after me. Sir, you can't bring that in here. I'll
never forget him running after you. That was classic.
I mean, I thought I was literally sneaking Levi's into Russia during the Cold War or something, right? Like, it's just the panic on this man's face, right? I had just wronged him so badly, you can't do that. I said, listen, buddy, it's a $1 cup of coffee. I'm halfway done with it. By the time we sort this out, I'll be done with the coffee. You won't even know that I had it, right? So this sets him off. He gets on his walkie-talkie. As a tournament director, we have a situation here at the gate. Oh my God, situation at the gate, right? So this tournament director comes out, talk about Napoleon complex. I mean, the guy's like, 3 feet tall on a good day. And he's just right in my face, just screaming at me. And I'm starting to find this rather comical. And, I may be saying a few things that egg him on, but he finally turns.
You were calm. You weren't.
No, I was calm.
You weren't combative at all.
No, I was very calm. Yeah. But I may have been saying, like, dude, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, right? And so he finally, and this is what I feel bad about, is because this embarrassed Nick. He turns to our entire team, to the coach and all the parents, and he says, this game doesn't start until this man leaves the facility. And then he storms off, right?
So you're like,
I'm like, okay, I guess my $1.50 cup of coffee has just...
You lost, and you had to watch from
outside I had to watch from outside the gate. Yeah, I was sitting out in left or right field there watching. Yeah. But it's just that mentality of, it's just all about greed now. It's not about the kids.
Right.
It's how much money can a tournament director make? How much money can he get out of a family in a weekend?
Yeah.
Because your team already, first of all, you pay for travel ball, right? Because you have to pay for a practice facility somewhere. So there's already dues, $1,000 or whatever it was we were paying per year.
But we did not pay on paid coaching teams, which
no.
Nowadays,
oh, thank God. No.
The norm, yeah.
But then, then our teams pay an entry fee for every tournament. And back then, it was like $400, I think, per team, per tournament. Mm-hmm. And then in some places you pay to park. And then you also pay to get into the facility. Mm-hmm. And then once you're in the facility, you can't bring anything yourself. Our kid, there'd be a line of kids. It looked like a border crossing.
Yeah.
Because each kid would have to go through, each parent, and you got to take out your baseball bag or your backpack or whatever. You have to set it down. I'm surprised they didn't have an X-ray machine there, that's scanning these things. They're throwing out Gatorade. They're throwing out anything that they could sell you, right? Yeah. Not because, hey, it's 105 degrees today. The kids would like to have a little bit of Gatorade in the dugout. Oh, no, we can't have that. You have to buy it from us. Yeah. So the whole thing just got very, very corrupt. And I blame the tournament directors for that. Yeah. But the parents just buy into this notion that you have to do travel ball. Your kid will never get noticed unless you're, and this is strictly with baseball, will never get noticed unless you're doing travel baseball. You have to pay for coaching. You have to do all. I got news for you. The kids that are good at sports when they're young are rarely the kids that are good at sports when they get older.
Yeah.
It's usually they just matured faster.
Yeah. There are outliers. Like I can think of, out of all the boys our boys played with over the years, I counted the other day, and we're talking, multiple teams, probably 50 kids. There's 5 that are playing at the college level right now.
Yes. But that's true of any sport.
Any sport.
You're going to see 1 to 3% of your high school athletes are going to go play a college sport.
Right.
And I've seen it time and time again, regardless of sport, the late bloomer or the kid that's just naturally athletic, he's never played the sport before, he just tries out his sophomore year. He's the guy that winds up going to play at the next level.
And we have a son that didn't play tackle football till freshman year, and he's playing Division I football right now. Because why? He didn't get burned out on football from the time he was 5 years old.
Correct.
You didn't let him play tackle football, and I think that was huge. That was a great decision on your part. Now, I look back, my dad has been a baseball coach his entire life. We're a big baseball family. I sat on Jack Clark's lap when I was a little girl. A huge Giants fan. My dad's a Willie Mays fan. Baseball is in our blood,
yes.
Right? Which I think seeped over into the boys. And my dad, I'll never forget, Ryan, he actually started travel ball a little bit late. He was 10, remember?
No, he was 8.
No, Ryan was 10.
We went to Reno when he was 8.
Okay, but then he went back and played pony one more year.
Okay.
Remember? Yeah. And my dad, I remember saying, do not play travel ball.
I know.
Like, please don't do it. And I ignored him. And we did it. And, and looking back, do we have incredible friends still to this day from those years?
100%.
We do. We did, however, meet all of them in pony. So if we all had stayed in pony, we still would have been friends. But my parents, travel ball didn't exist when my brother and I were young, and all of their best friends today they met in Little League. So I think it's just going to take society as a whole to say enough is enough. Let's stay in our neighborhoods, because travel ball essentially is glorified Little League right now. Let's not, let's call a spade a spade. It is. But let's stick together. Let's play in our community. Let's bring back family dinners. And, if you're religious, church on Sundays, because I see a lot on social media, you're going to miss this, right? And you're going to miss your kids at that age. You're going to miss them playing sports. You're going to miss just being with them. But when I look back at our boys who are now 18 and 20, I do not miss packing a bag at 5 a.m. and traveling 2 hours to sit in the scorching sun all day and watch them play baseball. I miss having dinners together during the week. I miss hanging out in our backyard pool. I miss vacations. I think about all the places in California that our boys never have gotten to see to this day. Right? Because we were at a baseball field every single weekend. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did take trips here and there, but not nearly as much as I would have wanted to. And looking back, and this is what I talk about, on our Instagram page, Next Chapter Strong, is just make these years count, Mom and Dad.
Yep.
Make them count. And trust me, when your boys or girls are older, their memories are not going to be travel sports. They're going to be the experiences that they had with you.
Yes. You said that 100. I couldn't have said that better. And I think that, and again, it's the parents a lot of times that cause this, and it's the parents that are saying, oh, you have to do this, otherwise you won't be able to do X, Y, Z, right? I have news for you. If your kid is blessed athletically, that's great. It doesn't mean they're any better than anybody else, right? That's just a gift that they have, is athleticism. It doesn't mean that they're better than a kid who has gifts for music or for the arts or anything else. It just means they're gifted athletically. But there's no amount of coaching in the world, if your kid doesn't have that baseline athletic ability, that's going to get them to the next level.
Right.
And there are so many parents that put so much pressure on their kids and on their kids' coaches, and the amount of money that's involved in paying for these private coaching.
And I apologize to all of our kids' coaches, because I was that travel ball mom that looking back, who the frick cares? As long as the kids are having fun, who cares if you win or if you lose, right? I would do so many things differently. I really would. Umpires, who are these parents yelling at umpires?
I know.
On.
The guys out there making $20 a game.
Unbelievable
or whatever.
to me.
I know.
And then screaming when your kid gets a base hit. It's like, clap, hey, great job. But it's overboard. And I think it's just a reflection of a lot of what's happening in society today, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. And I would have much rather just been able to go, hey, the midweek game, like if you're in Little League or Pony, right? You usually play a game in the middle of the week, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, and you play one game on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Your kids have fun doing it, right? The family has fun doing it. Afterwards, you have your whole weekend still to go do stuff with your kids or with your friends or with your other family or with the your friends from the team, right? You can actually go do things together.
Yeah.
Travel ball just kind of eliminates that, and it kind of ruins a lot of the community feel that used to be very common with these types of activities.
100%. And then talking about costs, like, when we were a young family, it was a struggle, right? And I can't imagine, there's no way we could have afforded to go out of state and stay in hotels and pay for airfare. We could
not without loading up a credit card.
There's absolutely no way we could have. No.
Yeah. What was the funniest thing about? And I love the Cooperstown trip. That was a great trip. Again, I'm not trying to bash all of travel ball. There are some very fun things. That was a fantastic experience. I love baseball so much that you guys had to drag me out of the Hall of Fame when we were there because I would have probably slept there and done all that.
We had to get back to play.
But I just lost my train of thought. Oh, well.
The cost of it?
The cost of it, oh, no, what I was going to say was, so we go across the country on a trip. And the first team we play was from our area, was from the Brentwood area, right? It was kind of like one of those all-star teams that came in. They
slaughtered.
Like 27-0 or something like that. They beat us. Then we went on. We actually started playing normal teams. Kids had a great time. I mean, Ryan has a lifetime memory of hitting a game-tying home run in that tournament. He'll never forget it. That was amazing. But then, a couple days later, we're playing another team from Brentwood, California. This is Northern California, not O.J. Simpson Brentwood. We're talking little tiny farm town, 60,000 people at that time. We're playing the exact same team we could have played on any weekend that we wanted to. But no, we go to Cooperstown to do it, right? And I see that kind of stuff. Same thing even when we're traveling an hour and a half. We're playing teams for the most part from our same area.
Yeah.
I could have driven across town to play you.
Yeah.
I could have driven 20 minutes instead of 2 hours to play you.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah. And our boys had wonderful coaches. They really did. And they had coaches that cared, coaches that really, pitch count was always really important. You kept pitch counts. They were both pitchers. And we did not let them pitch in fall ball, I think is what it was. They weren't allowed to pitch in fall ball. So we were really careful. And they both had arm injuries and couldn't pitch anymore.
It happens.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's the emphasis on having your kid try to just perform at the absolute highest level all the time, starting at a young age, it's absurd.
Yeah.
It's absolutely absurd. I said it earlier, the kids that are good now are probably not going to be the kids that are good in high school and college. And it's not that they're not athletic. It's just they've peaked a little bit earlier, right?
Yeah.
I've seen this a million times. I've even seen some kids on teams who's like, oh, God, that kid doesn't have an athletic bone in his body. But by the time he's a junior in high school, holy crap, that's a completely different human being right there, right? Yeah. They have really grown into somebody. They've matured. There's no way to tell that at a young age. And I can guarantee you there's not a single scout in the world at a 10-year-old travel baseball game.
Right.
They don't care.
No.
The cream is always going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
If your kid is blessed with athleticism, trust me, somebody's going to find him.
And it's okay.
Right?
Let them miss their sport. Like, I think that's what's great about football is, like, they have so much time off that they really do miss it.
Yeah, you simply can't play it year-round, right?
No.
And it's one of the things that a lot of coaches or a lot of scouts or anybody will tell you is we like to see kids that do multiple sports, multiple activities. Show us that you're well-rounded, right? And believe me, there's a lot of guys that wind up playing in college that are awesome at all sports.
Right.
They just happen to choose basketball or football or baseball as the one that they like the most. Well,
and they say that, but I think a lot of times too, especially high school coaches need to really get behind that because they punish kids for missing, their sport if they're playing multiple sports. So it is really hard to play multiple sports today in high school. My brother played 3 sports. And
most people did.
Yeah. Yeah, you did too. Yeah.
Well, I played 2.
2. Football and baseball.
Yeah.
You were never a hooper?
Your brother's best friends were my coaches my sophomore year.
That's right. Yeah. Nick did play travel basketball one year and talk about a racket. Holy. Didn't we pay like $30 to get
$20 per person?
I almost had a heart attack.
To get into the facility. And that was each day. So you paid $20 on Saturday. And when you came back
Ryan
again,
you paid $20 on Sunday. I told Ryan he's not coming because I'm not paying for him.
Yeah. No, and those kind of things drive the greed associated with that.
We played one game, and then we had to go back the next day and play again. Are you kidding me?
It's criminal.
Yeah.
I hate to see it.
And it's not just baseball or basketball, even girls volleyball. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but there are some sports where travel is the only option. Like, there is no little league for girls volleyball.
There's local leagues, yeah.
But
Club
not,
teams.
yeah, but those are all travel teams, right? They're all going out. It's not like an established thing where there's Little League baseball, there's Pop Warner football. You know what I mean?
I went to our son's girlfriend Grace plays volleyball, and I went to her. Like, there's a lot of volleyball club teams around. Well, I guess maybe all the teams traveled from out of state here. I don't really know a lot, but it was wild. There's so many volleyball teams out there. It was
we'll
wild.
just stick with what we do know,
Yeah.
which was our era of
For
travel
sure.
baseball,
Yeah.
right?
I
And-
would have probably played travel volleyball if it existed when I was young.
Well,
It
you
didn't.
do hold the record for most consecutive points scored
At Antioch
at
High
Antioch
School.
High School.
I don't know if I still hold it.
I know we couldn't find the record board.
Granted,
when
I
we
had
went
the
there.
flu also.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot. Plus, you had just, was it your right leg that you had broken, or was it your left
no
leg?
broken limbs.
No?
no.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you managed to do all that.
So I hope everybody listening to this, takes away that, we're just speaking again about our experience and
Yeah.
the way our boys talk about baseball now. And, did we ever foresee them playing in the major league? Yeah. When they were little, that was a dream for sure. I mean,
But everybody
everybody does.
That's the thing.
For sure.
But playing travel ball when you're 10 is not going to impact that.
But people think it will.
Yeah, and that's the whole problem. I think that's the point we're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Inherently, travel sports in and of themselves are not bad, but it's the greed and the expectation and the pressure that gets placed on the kids and the coaches, mostly by the parents,
Yeah.
from whatever freaking crazy reality they're trying to
Yeah.
create for themselves. It's ridiculous. It's asinine.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get the point across. And you could spend a lot better time and money on more impactful things for your kids that they're going to remember forever.
Yeah.
Now, I wish we could have done more of that. Yeah, and I'm not saying we did things wrong. I mean, our kids had a great childhood. We still did do a lot of family things growing up, but there just would have been so many more opportunities if 24 weeks out of the year weren't dedicated
For sure.
to travel baseball.
For sure,
You know,
yeah.
we would have had a lot more time to do a lot of other stuff. And that's
okay. Yeah.
it's a learning
It's a learning
experience, right?
experience. And, like I said, it's going to take society as a whole to come together and to make a change for sure. And I think it is. I think it's swinging back to that. I've actually heard of a couple people going back to community leagues. So I love that.
Well, I'll stand up and applaud them.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
fantastic.
Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode on travel baseball. Do us a favor and share this with somebody that you know that loves travel baseball. And we hope to see you next time on Next Chapter Strong.
Thanks for listening to Next Chapter Strong.
If this hit home, please share it, leave a quick review, and follow us on Instagram at Next Chapter Strong.
And most importantly, keep showing up strong for what matters most in your life.